Africa, I didn't like. Kaboom, chikaboom.
I'll tell you my own first experience coming here. The first time I came to Okere, I knew I was coming to like Ojok's place. It was for work, and it was kind of like nice. It's like you stay in one of those little huts. It's kind of like a resort. There's a bathroom. It's self-accommodating. The weather was nice. The food was great. And only when I got back to Kampala and I heard Ojok talk more about the area and what we were looking at did I realize that this used to be a war-torn area. And up till now, sometimes when the shea trees fall, they find like bullets inside the shea tree. Another like really traumatic thing about the war is people getting raped, and a lot of girls faced a lot of sexual trauma. And of course, the people that came out of the war, the survivors, they still live with the trauma today. So that's why you'll see people around this area have really high rates of gender-based violence, and they still have sexual trauma occurring. Ojok confronted that by, I mean, if you look over there, there's a free HIV testing clinic where girls can go, and there's also a health facility. This area, like, Lira was already ignored by the government, and then this part of Lira, because it used to be part of the Huja district, was even more ignored by the government, so they had nothing. So I feel like this hospital even has people from around the area coming to it and accessing all this kind of education and getting their health treatments and the HIV thing. So in that sense, Okere is confronting that and is building peace in that sense.
Bam chicka boom. 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 Bam chicka boom.
I understand it's the first of its kind here. So usually beginning things is always not easy. I believe that this gathering has exposed, and it has also brought in relations. The youth of northern Uganda and the youth of South Sudan, they have come to a compromise of understanding that whatever the youth of South Sudan are facing, someone somewhere also faced it. So it brings in that element of togetherness and feeling oneness and not being left out. But with the little time I have had with our brothers from South Sudan, we have come to realize that there's a lot that needs to be done. And you know, we in northern Uganda, we are living in the post-conflict era. But for them in South Sudan, they're living within the conflict. So those are two different aspects of everything. And the magnitude of the traumatic events where we are right now is, it takes time to heal. Dealing with post-conflict is very, very tricky. And it takes a period of time to heal. But where they are right now, if they tackle their issues right now, they might never reach the level in which we are in here in northern Uganda. So I think a lot needs to be done in bringing mental healing on their side. If there are CSOs in South Sudan who can support mental health, I would encourage them to start as soon as possible and start now. It's let's not wait for tomorrow, but let us do it now. You know, with my small interaction with them, even with the testimonies I try to bring out, to bring them on board, to understand trauma, I had to cut my sessions and now take them to self-care because I had triggered something already. So to remove what I had triggered, we took them to self-care. So it means that was just an indicator that they are doing badly. And these are now just the children. Where do you leave the elderly? Where do you leave the general population? This is just a sample of Yei. How about the other greater part of South Sudan? I think it gives us a very big question. We are left with a very big question mark.
I am from the village of Ayiloe, which is in Okere Parish, where there is Okere city situated. Yes. My observation, according to the post-conflict problems which has been there, But according to me, how the training has been going on, we have seen that there will be a lot of improvement in the life of the local community. Because I've seen even those of traditional leaders, they are also interested, because these are the people who can go back and collect the people. They talk to them about the peace building, and of which through this training, I think some groups in villages will collect down, and then they sit down, they will see the way how they are going to build the peace within the community. And this, I wish if this training could be more organized, at least maybe in a month once, I think it could be very okay, and then the information will reach people at a grassroots, because the training we are held here, the beneficiaries are back there in the villages, of which I think for me this training will at least improve the life, and then it will change the life and then the characters of the people to zero level. And then by doing that, hence it will mark the end of the conflicts among the communities. The information, when it reaches up the higher level of administration, at least it will come back direct to the people down in the grassroots. And I think when those people get the information, they will implement on, and then they will see that that is the only way whereby the peace will be built in the community very fast. And the way I've seen the turn up and the way the training was conducted was very good. And even the local people can understand what peace building is. And some of what they were not knowing, right now they have understand. And through this, I think peace will be recovered very fast in Okere and in northern Uganda as a whole, because this message will continue to spread to very many places. And by doing so, I think we, the people in Okere, Aduari, and Utuge as a whole, we shall fight the conflicts very fast. And this thing, through what we learned, I think each of us will at least now look a way forward to reconcile, to forgive, to at least to do amnesty to the friend who has hurted you, maybe physically or mentally.
I give thanks for the organization Mora for bringing us here in Okere City.
Kongena pe ya mamara ni todinesi naga ready pare apilunda eke.
For this we got so much trainings that brought us up.
Kaga pare kulati namoro nyana ga yarumbi ni todine e kulati benda na taleng.
So much in the side of the war which helped us to learn some peace building projects which we are now capable of bringing peace in our country.
Kongena ko ya yum na gade na iteri board idegwe gwenda kulana kana bokang juriyo e kulati taleng.
For this, I believe that when we return back, we shall be able to bring our country into a normal state.
Dingena go ya urgene.
For the time we have grown up,
ya mamara ni nakade bagwada ko toka de konekanu.
We found that this place has difference with ours.
Lepek anapo pare gbeare laga yi arumbi ni ngoto kasiko kila kata nina.
It is a good place whereby we found these people are unique.
Lepenga bokolo tomore ekulati kita nango etokita jonango tiperon kilo.
It has togetherness in working with the old traditional systems.
Ngina ngona gatekinda iliangan.
This is what gave us happiness.
Nanka tikumugu na mamara nagade lojur loga ya mamara ni lepelo agodan bebe bondola ga na pounda kata yuko dina yunge kata yo.
I as myself I have come to an understanding that this place gives us remembrance of our village areas and it is too much comfortable.
I kuliati biare na tingolo ko lengbo kata nikilo.
In the areas of their traditional models that they have now.
Nyana na kulia na gadi kubwa anakuna kena manaja mana na ya mora kolojurlo ga ya ponda katani boso Okere city lo tile penga itingero ito dindo nai.
That is why I expect the organization of Yamora plus coordination of Okere and the peace building projects to go ahead in encouraging peace talks with other countries in that way.
Nagati kulia na gadi muna jama kune naga kine meda ingara kine nangu tukine banana puna ga kule penga marunda katane male penga utungero ingara kine nai.
In this way, I think the projects like Okere City should encourage other organizations to come together with them such that they can continue with the peace building projects.
Na dutena na kule adi kota laga aita jibayo boso kato dinda laga to dinda ikilo.
Lastly, I will say that you as the teachers, if you go to the various places that you came from,
tita ye mata ko tamara da doi bor ipa elosa de suda mata ko tiki da ye sinal dugo.
You keep on thinking about us and returning us back to come and take part in the peace building project so that we shall have some changes in our country.
Kongotu tina pirikilo ipirina gelen.
With the people of this village and at the same time the city.
Nati adi nato diner ku tingero ko borier be ko kolongo to laga kulode.
I give thanks that this training should go ahead and I also bless the people of this village.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Mental health is a very broad aspect in healing. So I would like to, in appreciation first, recommend to CAS to endeavor to involve mental health in all their programmings. Because peace without healing is not peace. Peace without healing mentally and physically, there is a problem. Democracy without healing mentally and physically does not bring lasting peace. So it means, yes, your programming is good, which we appreciate, yes, but for the context of South Sudan, they need a lot more than peace building, they need a lot more than democracy. But their immediate need right now is mental health and physical healing. So if there is a way that you can incorporate these other programmings of mental health, it would be very, very good, because in this short time I've had with these my brothers from South Sudan, there's a very great need for mental health healing. There's a very great need.
So either like Ojok is like crazy because man, like this takes a lot of effort, or he's like gonna do something so big he's gonna win a Nobel Prize. I mean, every day like I'm just in awe by how much he stretches himself. Like first time we were here, it was only 4 of us staying, but now we're here, we have over 40 people coming from as far as 2,000 kilometers. So I feel like really this is a place where stuff that just feels and seems impossible is able to be made happen under his like visionary leadership. And so yeah, I feel like it's really a place to watch. But I feel like yeah, it's great. So yeah.
Local peace building. Local peace building is an idea that peace building efforts must be championed at the local level by local people and in the grassroots. This idea is particularly important because for a long time the idea of peace building has always been very Western centric. It's about international NGOs, coming with pre-designed ideas and conceptions of what peace is and how to bring about peace. So it's most of the time it's about it's not about what the local community peace needs are, but also about what the interests are. So local peace building turns this on the head and argues that people who have problems have the solutions to solve these problems. And how do we make sure that the local people are centered in all these efforts? And how do we make sure that basic and simple activities that community members carry out at that local level bring about peace? And so this is an idea that as Okere City we are particularly very interested in. How do we make sure that, you know, small initiatives like the education, like health, like livelihoods, like social interactions and engagement, how do we make sure that these become factored as part and parcel of peace building efforts?
We have already had several civic engagement activities with Konrad Adenauer Stiftung in Ye, and we noticed that there is a lot of impact in that, because we have had schools that were previously occupied by the army, and as I talk, most of those schools have been left. That is in our program, that is super. So we realized that there is need to have more ambassadors that can be able to reach out to different locations in South Sudan, and people that can also learn more. And because of that, we felt that we need to move from doing that to something else. And we felt that learning on how we can be able to get also out of conflict is something that we can go for. That is why we designed this Ye Okere Peace Initiative together. Thank you.
And that's why local peace building matters.